Grass practice fields, a little overcast. I think that's probably fine with the players.
Just fine.
Keeps it cooler. And Rolo, thanks for coming by.
Oh, it's good to have you guys.
But you're looking really, that beard really tight, groomed. Oh, yeah, no, it's looking good. No doubt.
I was going to get on the radio. So
there you go. It's like, I can't see it on the radio. Maybe you're a gift for television. Let me, I was mentioning, and I had mentioned to you even before we got you on, that I thought, on Saturday, I thought you guys looked pretty good. I don't know if that was an exceptional little run of practice, but it just seemed like, guys were moving the ball down the field, which at a level I wouldn't have expected this early.
I think we had like a 16-play drive. We converted on 3 third downs. It was good. It was good battle. Those guys got tired. They haven't been in – we're on 4-set reps right now, so they're not used to 16 in a row. So they did well. They did well. I tell you what, Bobby, the first time in my career, though, I got ran over last week.
Did you really?
Got ran over by Carson Greeley.
Wow.
Yeah. Blew
He's a good-sized dude, too.
Blew me up. Hat everywhere. Script everywhere. He was
now, back when you were playing, that would have motivated you, actually. A little different when you get a few rings around the tree.
That's right.
I want to, before we even get started more on the football stuff, I just wanted to talk about what's coming up this weekend. I was noticing that even when you think of people who have great depth, like, does anyone have more depth than Alabama? And yet their spring game, quarterbacks were not live, a touch meant a sack if you were behind the line of scrimmage. So, I mean, even they limited. I'm thinking, what about everybody else where depth is an issue?
Right.
So you've got to control this spring game somewhat, don't you?
Yeah. It would be great to break up in teams, but
who can do that?
I don't know. We can't.
Yeah.
We don't have enough O-linemen for sure. Receivers these guys are running a lot, so there's not a lot of room for getting guys injured and continuing to practice. So.
But I think it's great fun because even on Saturday, obviously, it's somewhat level of control. But when you run plays, people are hitting. And everybody's trying to make an impression.
Hell yes, this team's got a nice mindset to them. So right now we're doing some inside run right here. This is one thing that I noticed with Dave Aranda when we were here in 2009. Maybe he started bringing this up. When you're playing against the run and shoot day in and day out, you never really see 11 personnel, 12 personnel, 22, however you want to, 21. So I thought Corey has had a nice plan. Each week has been a different personnel group or a different tight end formation, and we try to help them out in this period by giving them a little bit of those looks so they can understand their run fits.
Well, when people are trying to – because basically you're in 10 personnel all the time in run and shoot. I mean, that's just what it is. So I can understand where there must be an adjustment. I also wanted to get this because it seems to me, I don't know where I read something you had said, but I thought, wow, this is where, obviously you grew up in college playing this offense. And I remember June used to say, people don't understand how important the running part of this game is. And obviously you guys paid some attention because you had some really nice runs even, I thought, on Saturday. So you're paying attention to that part.
Highlight was Dayton Ferruta. He came downhill on an inside zone.
He's a strong runner.
He squared up with Wes, and it was a big collision. It was just a 5-yard gain, but very inspiring to the offense. That was in that 16-play drive on Saturday. So he's done a good job. Keevy's done a good job. Hakili, that's the trio of big backs we got. Then you got Miles Reed, Freddie, Elijah Dale, kind of more of your traditional running back body type.
Each of those groups, well, if you want to separate them into groups, because they're it's the run you over gang, and it's the run away from you guys. So, but it looks like that's a real at both spots. It's going to be very competitive to see who's going to get on the field. So they're after it pretty good.
And the pass pro is so important, and they've understood that. And it can get monotonous as a running back, right? Pass pro, pass pro, pass pro. But you spit one of those inside zones or what we used to call Tampas, and it really takes people by surprise.
Can be the separator.
Yeah.
Whether you get on the field or not, if you can't first find out where it's coming, sort of sense that, and then get there, you're putting your quarterback at huge risk.
And Ron Lee was the first one that really said it to us, or to me. I remember he said, we need 150 yards out of the running back position every game. And I said, you never would have thought that, but you get draw here goes for 12. One of those shovel pass screens, right? That goes for 20. You know, that adds up. So
I was telling, I think it was Brian, that I get asked nonstop. It's funny that this is such a holdover question, but are they going to run that shovel pass? I was like, well, I guess if they have, and I was trying to explain to someone, I said, I don't think people realize. I mean, you're catching that in traffic. You're back to the play.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not for every guy.
No.
Nate Ilawa was extraordinary at that.
He could get around quickly and had good vision, and you know, it's really the guys up front selling it and getting out on their tracks. But you know, Nate was fun to watch on that.
Yeah, he really was.
Remember, Alex Green hit one at Fresno right before halftime that went for like 60 yards. That got us, I think, at least a touchdown before half. But it's an important part of it.
In terms of where you guys are at with the offensive line, because I know that you lost a lot of guys there.
Yeah.
I mean, who are really big time, long time players here, and you're trying to fill this. Is the learning curve for offensive linemen in this offense any tougher than you would say in just if you're running sort of a pro set?
I think it's probably beneficial to a situation like we have, because we do what we do it over and over again, and a guy like Joey Nuwanu looks great at where he's been at offensive tackle for 12 practices, and he is doing a great job. So they're not doing a lot of individual time for Coach Weber, so I think that helps them develop. And right now we're looking at 7 new offensive linemen coming in the summer, so competition will be real.
No, and some of those new guys may end up playing. I mean, if they can get up to speed quickly enough. And if you have a junior college kid, you kind of assume they're a little ahead of where a high school kid's going to be. You hope.
But you got to clear the JC out of them as far as thinking that this is their final destination. They got to continue that grind. They got to continue that desire to get better every day. And a guy like Cedric Bird, you see him come in at mid-year, and all he's done since the moment he's got here is move forward, trying to be the best player he can be, not getting caught up in the Waikiki nightlife or anything like that. He's here to play football and go to school.
He's fun to watch too, boy. That kid can play.
Let's see, what do we got? We got team going on right now. I bet. Who is that out there?
I think
this might be a catch by Cedric Bird.
Coming up,
I think.
We're watching this. It's at the other end of the field, so we're keying. If you come down to this practice,
no, went to Stubbs.
There you go, Devin Stubblefield,
Stubbs had a great play.
This may be.
Practice.
That kid really hasn't been healthy hardly his whole career here.
No, 2 ACLs, and he had a couple other things that set him back, but he's really taken to this. I think probably his high school experience has been positive. Probably him growing up seeing the receivers in this system has been positive.
Really well, sure.
And
it's his first real chance to play. So it almost looks like he's got a renewed passion about the thing, which is fabulous.
Proud of him.
Let me get again back to this spring game. So that's going to be on Saturday. I have to tell you, one of the most successful little ventures you guys have put together, the alumni thing.
Yeah.
Grown men are just getting such a kick out of their jersey invitations. Can you believe that?
You
but
see
it
your
is
name on the back of the jersey.
I'm telling you what, it gets guys fired up.
It gets them fired up. Yep, it's been a big success actually. I get messages. Hey, can I get an invitation?
Yeah.
I mean, Michael Brewster. I said, okay, we made probably 200 of them. We wanted to start with guys on island that could get here, and if we forgot anybody, we apologize. We're trying to go through all the rosters, and it's hard to find some of the numbers. Want to get some of the older guys invited, and I think it means a lot to those guys know that they got remembered.
No, absolutely. I thought we saw that in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
When you had that, and there were some guys in the main, and everybody came, and it was such a good feel thing that I'm imagining now this is a tradition that's here to stay.
I hope so.
You're going to have to mix up the jerseys, right?
Yeah.
You're going to have to go home jerseys away. You'll have to do the whole.
Well, they want to do eras, right?
Oh, it's great.
That's the other one is do the different eras of jerseys.
Oh, wow, that's very cool. Yeah. So there's a lot of ways to go with that, and it's going to be really fun. So if you wore this uniform and you're coming on Saturday, it's after your spring game, what we're calling the spring game. Right. I don't want anyone to be under the misapprehension that this is an actual game, because it's not almost anywhere, but it'll really be fun. And then if you're an alum, you'll be over at the baseball stadium.
Yeah, we'll get baseball. They're setting up a tent for just the alumni and food and drinks, and just spend time with each other, connect, and really trying to connect some of the younger alumni that just graduated in the last couple of years with some of the guys who've been around for a while, and business opportunities or whatever it is. Just keeping that. I love it. I heard it last year one time, but the Rainbows. I like that.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. I never even heard about that, but it's good. It's a pretty cool brotherhood to be part of.
Nick, in terms of what your priorities are when you try to, because it's such a big job when you're instituting everything new. I mean, it's not only bringing back an offense that's new to these guys, but the new defensive system, and then we just had Michael Gabriel on to talk about the special teams, but everything here is new. I can see one upside to that right off the bat is everybody's feeling like fresh chance. Here's my chance. It's for some guys it's a second chance. For others, they're off a red shirt. They're looking to, can I play?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, this is an opportunity.
That's right, and new coaches too that they got to impress and make sure they're learning from. I think Coach Ricky has done a great job getting that defensive line back together, and he's been impressive to watch how he kind of I can see him being a great developer of people. So I'm excited.
It's what he talks. We had him on. It's what he talks about.
Yep.
I mean, that's sort of his thing.
He's all about that.
And one of you tell me if this is true, but more than in previous editions even, it just seems like there's more of a teaching component. I'm not seeing. I mean, it's like people are addressing like a mistake so everyone can learn rather than key on the guy who made it, sort of.
Attack problems, not people.
Yeah, I mean that's that's well said. That's but it does seem like there's sort of a vibe here where I don't know. I think that keeps everybody engaged.
I think so, and we get a lot of youth. I think the guys coming off red shirt, like you mentioned, this is their opportunity to impress. They came here for a reason.
And this is I was asking Michael Gabriel about. I said, what's the attitude about playing special teams? And he said, well, when you have like Jelani Tavai finding out, because a lot of the guys realize if they have a chance at the NFL, you better be able to play special teams.
That's right.
And when you see a guy like Jelani wants to play special teams, and if you're coming off a red shirt, I mean, you've got to be hungry.
You're looking at that guy. Yep. If he's doing it, I'm doing it.
No question. That would seem to be the thing. Let me just get your thought on the quarterback development. I thought Cole McDonald looked pretty good in stretches. I thought Jeremy Musa threw the ball. I didn't realize he had as much arm talent as he has.
Talent.
Yeah, he does that.
He needs some arm quickness and get his feet even better. But he's an accurate quarterback with good arm strength, and still a 17-year-old kid, who's out in college and getting a ton of reps at spring ball in Division I play. So he started really well. He took a little bit dip down in maybe week 3, and he's working his way back up. But good learning experience for him.
And Cole McDonald, just give us a quick rundown on, and because
he's
obviously
thrown it better than I thought. He's really worked hard on it. I see him out there every day, even when we're not practicing. He's working with. I see him with Cedric a lot, Moku. He gives you a different threat. Kind of like you remember when we went with Moniz in 2011. We weren't as explosive as we were the year before, so we started kind of incorporating the QB a little bit more. He gives us a lot of that opportunity too. So. But throwing the ball, he's been impressive. Not where we need to be, but better than I thought, to be honest with you.
And the other thing that got my attention on Saturday, I'm looking up, I say, oh, was that Chevin Cordero? He's here, he's soaking it in, man. Yeah. He doesn't want to miss out.
Yeah. He's hungry too. This will be a fun fall.
Yeah.
Because he's coming in with good knowledge of the system. We're going to get him dialed in with the playbook, and so from day one, July 27th, that first day of camp, we'll get rolling with this QB competition. I don't see his name in the starter till halfway through training camp.
I kept hearing people tell me, they say, the problem with Cordero is that guy's 170 pounds. And I was here on Saturday, I said, that guy ain't no 170 pounds. Got news for you, boys.
No. I think part of it is some of the pictures of him early on when we offered him. He looked like he was 145 pounds.
Right. But he doesn't look like that now, standing around.
Hard in the weight room.
Yeah. So, I mean, which is great because everybody says this, and I don't think you disagree, that there's nothing like competition to make everybody better.
Yeah, no doubt. And there's nothing like local players on the field for our Warriors. It's important to our locker room. It's important to the community, and I think he has a definite want to make this place proud.
Well, and you could see it even on say he's paying attention. I mean, that guy pays attention.
Getting a suntan. He was
no question. Which is what you want. I think I'm seeing that in a lot of positions where guys are feeling like, hey, maybe I can get a chance to play.
Right. I think,
what a great thought.
Well, I mean, all over the field. All over the field.
Any standout? Just a couple of guys. I mean, maybe because new names. Hawaii fans love the new names.
They do.
Yeah, oh, you know how that is. It's like, okay, who are we going to be excited to see? I've already singled out Cedric Bird because
Cedric Bird's probably stood out pretty good.
Anybody on defense?
Let's see. You got this linebacking core that's
really good.
Really deep too with Solomon, Jelani, and Maya.
Yeah.
We're going to finally get to see what Paul Scott's made of. He's going to be healthy. Wes Foggal's out there. He's making some plays. Cameron Hayes has found a little bit of new life at nickel. He's getting out there. He's real competitive, good leader. There's Pumbaa. Picanso.
Got it there.
Damian Grad.
Got it there. Couldn't quite hang on.
Yeah, no. Hey, we could just do commentary.
No kidding. So as we're talking, we're looking down. We're seeing.
I'll tell you a guy, Makai Manawai, 51. Came as a walk-on. Was actually with Kalepo when that happened down in Waikiki, and he's really coming along. He's got himself up to about 275. Got some quickness. What's also good to see is Max Hendry. You're seeing a definite jump in his football knowledge this spring. I think Coach Longo and Mark Moody have really taken him aside, and I think part of it is Max kind of not feeling ashamed to ask questions about football that he might not know. So
I mean, when you first start with American football, I mean, it's like you don't even know what to ask.
Right.
So I mean, that took a little while just to probably figure out what to ask.
Yeah, probably did, but just get over that barrier where I'm a Division I player. I should know this, and
yeah.
But I saw there was one time he was going to ask a question. He felt, he backed off, and I said, Max, ask it. We need to know where you're at. We need to know what you need to know. So I think he's shown some improvement because of that. I'll tell you, Ben Scruton, we're messing with him. He's got a big leg too.
Well, I mean, obviously, there's so many people that are feeling like they will have a chance. He's one of my. I think I told you this story, but when Rich was the head coach, Miano was the head coach, and I need to get a few guys to move furniture. Yeah. So you guys want to make. He was there, right there. I said, it was great. I saw him, and I
Pig
thought,
Hunter.
I knew he was strong, but he's a whole lot stronger now than he was then.
Yeah,
he just keeps working at it.
Saturday about 7 o'clock or 6:30, I get a picture from him. He went pig hunting. Got a 170-pound pig somewhere on the wall.
Before practice?
After.
Oh, I got you. I was like, my God. Oh, that's terrific. Did he come back and feed everybody?
No, I don't know what he did with it, but the picture was pretty good.
Well, you and him ought to go out to pig hunting one day. I still love that. I still love that picture of you.
So now we're working. See the triple option. We got to start working on that because we've got obviously the two academies, but you got to get that in. You got to get that in over the summer.
How hard is that to prepare for? I mean, you've been through a number of cycles with that.
I thought, you look back at when we beat Navy here. I think that was 09.
That was with Aranda.
That was a big win with Aranda. That was a big win for us. The win at Army, and was that 11? Maybe that was 11. That was a big win. Probably the Air Force one was probably the biggest though. Just as far as how much we had to strain to win that football game at the end.
That was you kind of pulled the rabbit out of the hat at the end of that one.
That was big. I'll tell you who you're gonna like seeing. Blessman Ta'ala. It's good to have him.
He's all name already.
Yeah, he's he had a knee injury in high school, so ended up being a late enrollee in January because we wanted him to get it healthy and not waste a season of eligibility. So incredibly strong player and already in the weight room, one of our strongest guys.
But I loved, when talking a little bit with Ricky Longo about him, and he just said I said, you mean he's country strong? Because you never really lifted till he got here.
That's right.
So it was just country strong.
That's right.
Nice way to start.
Nice start in the middle. Sam's having a good camp. You know, Sam's got a lot of twitch for us in there. I was going to talk about another guy. You know, the move of Ikem Okeke to safety has been positive.
Oh, fabulous.
Yeah, you know, he's got real good speed. Kind of was a little light for linebacker. An opportunity came, and he's been waiting for an opportunity, and he's done a nice job. We had a huge collision on a 4th down play. It was on the turf field, but it was the end of period. It was 4th and 1. We ran play, and him and Miles Reed met at the line of scrimmage, and it was a collision. And it was just a good football play. Both of them got up, and it's hard to even say who won the rep.
Right.
The 4th and 1. It probably was a stop, but that was probably the biggest hit of spring ball. Donovan Dalton, I think he's going to make some plays for us. 29, real good length. You know, he's playing a little bit of that nickel safety position. So
this seems like this. You know, you just mentioned a lot of new names that people aren't yet familiar with. So there's going to be a new look all the way around, not only schematically, but you'll even see some new personnel. Well, I do want to remind everybody one more time while we have you here. What time will you start? What's your plan to start the spring festivities?
To get our guys out on. I know it opens. You know, we're going to have all the food trucks and all the stuff for the keiki. Our players will come out about 3.
Okay.
3:15 with their lowers on and their jerseys. Say hello to the fans. We'll bring them back in about 4:15, and then we'll start introducing them about 4:30, I think. And you know, going to run out with Pop Warner teams or all the youth teams that come again, and it's a pretty good event. It's been pretty fun. I want to do something, trying to put something together with the alumni at the end of it. Maybe something so our guys realize that they're playing for a lot more than just themselves, you know.
But when you feel part of something, I think kind of redoubles your commitment.
That's right.
Well, Rolo, we'll let you get back to it. Thanks so much for coming on with us.
Next?
Yeah, Steven's going to be jumping by with us. So we've already talked to the people who actually know what's going on. Now we'll have Steven. So,
you know, he's one of the wittiest guys out here. We'll give him that.
Yes, he is.
Thanks, Bob.
Thanks a lot. Nick Rolovich joining us here, and, of course, getting ready for Saturday where they will be doing the spring practice. They call it the spring game, but I do want to let everybody know it's not exactly a game, but it's live hitting, and it'll be a lot of fun to watch.